Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope that you guys are all having a great start to your Friday. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. For all those that are going to be asking, I am using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. It's the platform that I use. It's not the one that you have to use yourself. So make sure that you keep that in mind. I'm going to make this just a little bit smaller just so I could see your guys' messages. But today it is August 9th. Right, and today is our free live trading session. So I go live once a month for free, not just for the Learn Plan Profit group, and I pretty much show whoever tunes in, right, and save their spot, what it's like to be able to watch me day trade in the stock market. So we've been doing very well, right? We've been having amazing trading sessions, not just, pretty much just all this week with the Learn Plan Profit group. But one of the things that I want to wait for is I'm going to give it a little bit of time for everyone to start tuning in. So if you're tuning in for the first time, say what's up. But I want to show you guys, I have not taken one position. You guys can see working orders, nothing like that. This would show any, even canceled orders or anything like that. So starting with a clean slate, right? Market just opened about 3 minutes ago. And one thing that I wanted to talk about is this reminder that I want to have on a daily basis. And it's the same reminder that I had for you yesterday if you're part of the LPP group. And it pretty much comes down to, every single day. And let me know if you agree. But every single day, it doesn't matter how much you made last year. It doesn't matter how much you made last month. It doesn't matter how much you made yesterday. All it comes down to is you are put to the test every single day with your ability to manage your risk, with your ability to identify patterns, and with your ability to be disciplined enough to wait for that proper entry point, right? We are put to the test every single day. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that I personally enjoy about the stock market is, again, I like challenges, and I feel like I am challenged every single day with my discipline, with my overall just consistency aspect, and of course the bad part, risk management. I don't want to call it the bad part, but it's the part that isn't so glorious, right? And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So I'm gonna wait for an opportunity to present itself, and whatever I view that as. If this is the first time that you guys ever get to watch me trade live, let me recommend at least one thing. Please do not even trade. Take this as just what it is and just watch me trade and hear my thought process on, why I'm buying, why I'm selling, and not where, but why. That's what I would like you to pay attention to. What do I validate as a good buy and why? What do I validate as a good sell and why? And why or where do I cut losses and why? Do you guys, the whys are much more important rather than the wheres, because if you're asking me where, then it probably means that you're trying to copy my trade. So I just wanted to make sure that we start off on the right foot, and crazy push on /NG, right? Super overbought, super overextended, especially for something that was showing signs of a descending pattern. Huge push up. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if natural gas begins to sell off. Then maybe we can consider the idea, or maybe I can consider the idea of getting into DGAS on the recovery, or and look, /CL just continues to rip, right? It continues to push and show signs of an uptrend. But now one of the things that I have in the back of my head is this is super overbought and super overextended. One of the things that I want to remind you, and I know that this is our live trading session and I want to trade, and trust me, I do plan on it, but I think discipline goes a long way, right? And if I do not see, so I think that we can all agree, and again, this is just me, right? But I think that we can all agree that /CL is super overextended. It's not a good deal, right? It's overextended and it's validating this EMA line as a support. And it can continue to rally. Let's be completely honest. As long as that news is still relevant, it can continue to rally regardless of what any indicator says. It's relevant. Indicators are to be used as a reference. They're not 100% fact, right? So same thing with natural gas. I want to trade natural gas, but I want to trade DGAS, right? Because I want natural gas to sell off, but it doesn't matter what I want. I know what I want as a perfect setup. Now I have to wait and be patient enough for that opportunity to present itself. So, yep, that's correct. So, and that's pretty aggressive, right? So the market doesn't care, and I think it's something that, it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's something that we all have to agree on. It's that it doesn't matter how much you want something to go up. It doesn't matter how much you want something to go down. It's you just wait for confirmation, and if you get it, great, then you can go for it. If you don't get confirmation and you go in before the confirmation, then you're just accepting the risk, regardless if you choose to accept it or not. If you enter a position without confirmation and without a reason, that's your own fault, right? You're putting yourself in that position and you're the only one to blame. So all I ask you to do is moving forward, right? Please don't even trade during this live stream. All I ask you to do moving forward is for there to be a reason for every trade that you take moving forward. I think that, if there's a reason, you could either learn from it or you'll gain from it, right? And I think that's something that we can both agree on. So /CL, one of the things that I like to put into perspective for being patient is, think about this. The more that natural gas, it's bound to pull back. I don't know if it's going to pull back today, and today's Friday, right? So I definitely don't want to hold anything overnight. But one of the things that we know is that whatever goes up must come down. It must correct itself at one point, hopefully within this live stream, right? But it doesn't have to. And the more patient that we are for something to push up, right, and become more overextended, the larger the margin of profit we build for ourselves for potential recovery. Think about it. The more you allow something to become overextended, the greater the recovery can be. So patience can go a long way, but again, it's the very simple things in life that people overcomplicate. So what's a good sign for a confirmation? So Jonathan, this is just in my opinion and in my experience what I like to look for, but it's, what is it doing right now? It's making higher highs and higher lows. So it pushes up, it consolidates, and then just continues to rally. It's validating this EMA line as a support and not a resistance. It's not showing any signs of a resistance. It's just continuing to increase in price. We want the exact opposite to happen. So we want a peak formation to show. We want it to pull back, not just bounce on the EMA line, but break below it and do the exact opposite. So instead of it making higher highs and higher lows, we want it to be something like this, right? Where it was making lower lows and lower highs, and the EMA line was acting as a resistance. That is ideally what I want to happen. But again, it doesn't always have to go according to plan. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to set my alerts, and it just continues to rip. This is very, very strange, especially for a Friday. This is not something that happens very often. So there's some news that was released right around 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what caused this spark. Let's go and double check. Let me go to my little news. Here we go. Yeah, let's see, /NQ, NG. There you go. So natural gas pulled back a little bit more aggressively, but the same thing happened there. Yeah, so it has to do with the San Juan Basin royalty. Trust informed by likely no further cash distribution for 2019. Okay. So I guess that's in favor of crude oil and natural gas, right? Let's go ahead and check out the, I have a huge focus on ETFs and ETNs. I do trade stocks, right? When the opportunity does present itself. But one of the things that I want you guys to know is just because I trade something, in no way do I think that that is a justified reason why you should trade something. Just because I experience success in something doesn't mean that you will as well, right? Please keep that in mind. So with that being said, my goal for you is to take what it is that, when it comes down to justifying my buys and justifying my sells, my thought process, right? And use that for whatever niche that you are trying to approach. If you see, value in momentum stocks, then great. If you see value in OTCs, whatever it is, regardless of what niche you're focusing on in tech or whatever it is, right? Within the market, that you at least take the series of best practices about my trading approach that you find attractive and implement it on your own thing. So FOMO is coming. Isaac, I'm right there with you. It's hard to see, something push up so much and not partake in it. But again, it's uncontrollable. Like, we don't know how much it's going to go up. So why, even break a sweat over this, right? Right now, it's becoming super overbought, super overextended. The MACD looks overextended. But again, these MACD indicators right now, when something is rallying so aggressively, mean absolutely nothing, right? So indicators are in my opinion, are to be used as a reference, not as a reason to take a trade. every indicator, right? You could see like the VWAP, you could see the SMA line, you could see the EMA line. Indicators are used to be as a reference, but ultimately what matters most is the overall direction of what it is that you are trading. And right now the demand is super high for crude oil. And there it goes. It's beginning to pull back, and there it goes. That's a pretty aggressive pullback. So I'm going to start paying attention to DWT and going to see if we get a break. So I have on my second screen right here, I have /CL. So that is exactly what I'm looking at right now. And I'm trying to see if we're going to begin to make higher highs. So I'm waiting for confirmation, right? I'm just double checking my order size. All right, here we go. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. If we get the confirmation of crude oil making lower lows, then great. If we don't and crude oil continues to push up, then guess what? I won't enter my position. This is me allowing myself, to confirm itself. So, man, it's ripping so hard. The top VWAP is acting like a support. Yeah, and we see that pretty often. We see that when something, and it's not even like the VWAP itself, but that it surpasses that VWAP indicator. Here we go. Let's see. All right, so I got filled with 4,000 shares at a little bit under, so 714.75, so pretty much 715. So we'll take it as that. So I'm gonna make sure that I manage my risk on this trade, right? So this position is not very big for my overall position size. So what I like to do is I like to average up myself, which means that, I like to add more to my position size if and only if I get confirmation. So right now we're right around this EMA line, and what I would like to see, doesn't mean that it has to happen, is lower lows, right? So we need to break below this EMA line for /CL, and I'm not too sure if we're going to get it, and that's why, again, I have to manage my risk here. So if I see that the EMA line on /CL begins to act as a support, right, which it's almost acting as, so if I see a bounce here, I'm going to cut losses on DWT, but if I see lower lows being formed, then I'll add more to my position size. Do you guys get my idea behind that? So now we're going to wait, and I'll actually just set my stop. There we go. So we're actually up now on the trade. So now I want to give it a little bit more time to, we're right around that EMA line. So again, crude oil is not aggressively selling off. So this is just a pullback right now. And if I was under the PDT rule, which I'm not, but if I was under the PDT rule and I only had 3 day trades, you have to be more selective than I'm being right now. You understand that, right? Right now, there is no confirmation of lower lows. It pulled back, and that's one thing. There's a difference from a pullback and a sell-off. So right now it's below the EMA line, but it's not making lower lows. And there it goes. We might see a bounce here. Here we go. And some of you guys might be asking, Ricky, why did you take such not a small position size? So first of all, it's 4,000 shares, right, at $7.14. But if you guys think about what that amounts to, that's a little bit under $30,000, and I trade with $100,000. So I like to first just take a fraction of what I trade with, right? Try to get some skin in the game, and if it goes according to plan, then great, I'll add more. But if it doesn't, like it's bouncing right now, and if it continues to push up, I'm gonna get stop lossed out right now. And if I do, right, if I get stop lossed out, then the loss that I experienced is only a fraction because the dollar amount at risk is so much smaller. Does that make sense? So it looks like it is going to push up. The MACD is already going through reversal. It looks like the overall uptrend is still pretty aggressive. And again, I would have not known if I could have waited for the full confirmation, but I felt like it was worth the risk. I'm not under the PDT rule, so I don't have to be that selective. And all I'm here to remind you is that if you are under the PDT rule, it's even that much more important for you to make sure that your entry point is when the action is happening, right? I'm gonna drink some water. So do you pay commission on working orders before they fill? No, not at least with TD Ameritrade. On TD Ameritrade, you only pay commissions on orders that actually fill. Do you always want to see lower lows on a pullback? Scott, I don't want to say always. I don't want to say that that's something that you should do, but just think about it like this. When you see something, because I'm trading the inverse ETF, right, of crude oil. So when I see something continuously show signs of it selling off, which means that the inverse ETF, which is what I'm trading, is then making higher highs. If I see that, okay, there's margin for this thing to correct itself, so margin of profit, right? And I see then the direction and the pattern going in my favor, I'm gonna feel more comfortable. As long as the margin of profit for me is still worth it, I'm gonna feel more comfortable adding more to my position size. And what I would say is, do not add more to your position size until you feel comfortable and certain about the direction. And this is only something that you can determine yourself. When do you know that, or how do you know that? Over time, you will build your eye for value, and you will build this just idea of what it means to get confirmation. And trust me, the light bulb is just gonna click, and then it's just gonna begin to make sense. I don't wanna be the final decision maker on what you choose to value as confirmation. Again, I might be a little bit more conservative. I might be a little bit more aggressive than your specific style of trading. And that's what I want you to understand. But I want you to understand the major concept. The major concept that I'm focusing on right now is feeling comfortable with your position and only adding more when you have that confirmation. That's what makes sense to me, right? Yep, I see that with the MACD, right? If that's what you're talking about. So looks like we're getting a lot of consolidation, right? So we got DWT here. It doesn't look like it's going according to plan. Like, it's not making higher highs. It's really just consolidating at the EMA line, and especially with something so bullish, right? And there he goes. I'm going to probably get stop lossed out right here. So here we go. If this thing continues to push up, I'll get stop lossed out on DWT, which is part of the game, right? Here we go. And you see the MACD, right? This is the divergence that we were talking about, that if it begins to show signs of an uptrend, we'll cut it there. So just so you guys can see the order get filled, I'm going to stay here. If it does get filled, here we go. Okay, it's bouncing. So we're getting a lot of consolidation, more than I actually thought. I thought it would have decided to sell back off already. Sounds good, Isaac. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. So we're at 7:15. So what I'm going to do is here we go. Okay, so we got the confirmation on that side. But not really lower lows. So again, I don't want to add more to my position size just yet. Here we go. Okay, we're pushing up. Here we go. Trying to get my order ready. My experience of resistance, just a little heads up, never a bad idea to lock in profits if you're up. My experience of resistance at the middle of the op, especially with the MACD a little bit more on the overextended side. Let's see. Waiting for crude oil to make lower lows. Here we go. No, it didn't. Here we go. All right, so again, I'm just still trying to get a feel of the market, and there it goes. It's at 722, 723. Definitely not the most perfect trade. There we go, 723, 724. So it's still pushing up, which is great. The MACD, again, I know that it has nothing to do with how things are trading right now because there's huge news on what caused this thing to spike up. But one of the things that I have to continue to keep in the back of my head is that crude oil is extremely, extremely bullish right now, right? So it's been pushing up. So one of the things that we sometimes experience is that although it did pull back, look at the MACD and look at the RSI, that if it catches a support, it's just going to continue to rally. And I don't want to get caught at the very bottom, especially not when the market just opened. Literally, market opened, 22 minutes ago? I'm just getting the day started. Right? And I want to feel comfortable and build my confidence just within the day. Every single day we are put to the plate, right? And we are tested. So that one, again, was not a perfect trade. I did not get fully invested or was fully positioned on that trade, but $368 so far with, I think it was like an $80,000 position size. So not the best trade at all. But again, I'm just trying to get a feel of kind of how things are trading for the day. And literally, if you guys think about it, look at all this margin that it has to lose. I just need really a 1% more play, like to hit my daily goal, right? My goal on a daily basis is anywhere from around 1.5 to 2%. And that's pretty aggressive, especially if you're just getting started. So I would just, again, when you're first getting started, practice or trade to learn, not trade to profit. So how long do the streams usually last? So for the so it looks like crude oil is actually beginning to find a support. So quick little heads up on that. So I'm going to set my alert here if we break back above the EMA line, and I'm going to set my alert here if we actually begin to make lower lows, just so I can stay up to date while I'm talking or commentating, that I don't get lost, right? Lost in the sauce. Here we go. And then also I want to stay up to date with natural gas. So the live streams are normally 30 minutes, minimum 30 minutes. If I'm not mistaken, and the Learn Plan Profit team is tuning in right now. The past 2 days, past 3 days, I've been going live, really all this week. I've been going live for about 45 minutes to an hour. And I've been really enjoying it. This is pretty much what we do every single day. We try to remind you not just about all the great things about the stock market, because I think anybody can do that, but we're here to remind you the risk involved and the importance of being patient and the importance of being selective. I think those are all very important things because we're not here to try to glorify this market. We're here to tell you what it is. And I am put to the test just like you are put to the test every single day. So thank you for all your help, Ricky. Appreciate you. Yeah, yesterday was even longer. Yeah, yesterday was a little bit over an hour, but I don't want to set that expectation because it's not every single day that I go live for an hour. But yeah, minimum 30 minutes, sometimes an hour and a half, really depends on what I'm trading, how comfortable I feel, if there's any action happening, right? If there's action happening within the day, I'll continue to trade. But once it dies out, I normally only trade for about 2, maybe 3 hours a day. So yeah, but I want to get some feedback from you guys. So I took one of my trades that was not a great trade at all. I normally trade either natural gas or crude oil. And let's be honest, these patterns and this push is not something that normally happens. And being completely honest, I normally don't perform very good on Fridays. Yet last week, Friday, I did do well, right? I did 2.4K, but that's not normally what happens. If I have a red day, it's usually on Fridays, and I want to be extremely selective, right? Extremely selective, because I definitely don't want to put myself in a bad. I've been working really hard to where is natural gas broke below. Oh wow, holy smokes. Okay, so I did get a question can you comment on degas? Of course. So again, natural gas is super overextended. Natural gas is super overbought. There it goes. Crude oil just broke above the EMA line, so that's our alert that just went off there. Here we go. So it's continuing to rally. So natural gas is overbought and overextended. One of the things that I still want to remind you is that natural gas is extremely bullish. So it could find a support anywhere. And this is why I'm being very cautious about my trades, because I know that there's not a clear direction right now. Right now, we're kind of in the stage of like, is this thing going to either continue to trend up, or is this thing going to potentially begin to reverse down, or is it going to consolidate? These are all options. So one of the things that I would focus on today is, until you have a clear understanding of the direction of natural gas, then you can make the proper decision of what to pay attention to. So you asked about degas, right? And degas, yeah, it's oversold. And yes, it does have nice margin for recovery, but at the end of the day, the direction is not super clear. So if you accept the risk and you go in right now and hope that it recovers, that is up to you. That's not the way that I trade, but I'm not here to tell you what to trade, right? I would much rather just be a little bit more patient. And once that direction becomes super clear, that instead of it making higher highs and higher lows and validating the EMA line as a support, that it makes lower lows and lower highs, and it validates the EMA line as a resistance. That's something that I think that would be pretty attractive. So it looks like /CL got rejected at the EMA line. So this might be the very beginning of these lower highs and potentially lower lows. So I appreciate you guys. Daniel, thank you. Oh, of course, that's what I'm here for. Any other questions? You make learning so much easier. Well, I'm happy that first of all, I'm super happy that you find the way that I say things or express things, right? Easy. I want you to know that it's not, right? It's kind of like, we gave this example yesterday, right? If you're a 16-year-old and you are about to take your permit test and you see your parent, right, driving, and you're just like, how do you make it so easy? Like when they're reading the book and the pamphlet of everything it is that they need to do as an absolute beginner, they're like, you have to be cautious about yourself. You have to be wary about the limit that you're going. You have to be wary about other people. You have to be cautious about other drivers and make sure that you're a defensive driver. But when you see your parent driving with one hand, or 12 and 3, right? And they're just listening to music. They just look cool, calm, and collected. How is it that it looks so easy? With experience. Over time, you will build experience, you will build confidence, and you will become more comfortable. But with the idea that you're never a perfect driver, that you're never a perfect trader. The market's always changing. And I think that we're at a point right now, right, that the market is changing. There's a lot of talk about the market being, unstable. But at the very end of the day, if you focus on your core fundamentals and you allow an opportunity to present itself and you manage your risk and you wait for that ideal setup, I'm not here to tell you what to trade. You should not be asking other people. If you ask someone, this is the easiest way for me to put it. If you ask someone, where should I buy and where should I sell? You are not ready to day trade. The goal is to become self-sufficient. The goal is not to be spoon-fed and to be told what to do. I want you to pinpoint one person, right? Identify that's uber successful, that was told exactly what to do step by step. There's a difference from a mentor and there's a difference from being spoon-fed, right? The goal is to become self-sufficient, that you don't have to be dependent on anyone, to be able to do this yourself, to be and have your own eye for value, right? But we have so many people that always ask, where should I buy and where should I sell? Probably means that you just need a paper trade or practice a little bit more and to test the market out, right? Test these different approaches. So right now, it looks like the EMA line is still acting as a resistance. Did you guys see that right now? We tried to push up, acted as a resistance. We're not really making lower lows just yet, and that's why I have my alert right here. But look at the MACD. That's still in favor of crude oil. But again, if it just became so overbought that it just begins to sell off, then that's when we'll see DWT push up. So would you get a Tesla? I would buy anything that's a good deal. You guys know that, trading in the stock market is only a portion of what it is that I do, right? It's one of my biggest passions and it's what I do every single day, especially with the Learn Plan Profit Group, but it's not the only thing that I do, right? I'm on track. Next week, I'm going to be funding my 8th investment property. And that's pretty cool. I'm surrounding myself with the best in Arizona when it comes down to real estate agents, and just trying to immerse myself with people that are very talented in their fields. We're about to open our own TechBud Solutions HQ and TechBud Solutions dealership in Arizona, and I'm a huge car guy. I buy and resell cars. The Lamborghini, the Porsche GT3 RS. I know it might be looked as flashy, but I buy and resell them. I'd buy them for a good deal from people that are either distressed sellers or need to get rid of them for cash, right? And then I sell them for about $10,000 to $15,000 profit. But even at the end of the day, let's say I enjoy it for a year and I break even, then guess what? I drove a car for free for a year. And I like that. I'm a huge car guy. So whatever it is that you're into, just imagine you being able to buy it, enjoy it, and then sell it for the same price you bought it for. I think that's a beautiful concept, right? I still want to trade. I know our live streams are normally just 30 minutes. We're at that 30-minute mark. If it's okay, and I'll ask you guys, do you guys mind if I continue to go live? Is that cool? I just feel like I haven't traded enough. I don't feel like the opportunities are presenting itself. Is that cool? Are we all good? Okay. I just want to make sure I don't bore you guys. I know the stock market can be pretty boring, especially if you're not really even that interested. You might have been invited from a friend, or you might have invited a friend and they might be already a little weary. But we have to be patient. So first of all, if this is the first time that you guys are tuning in and are not already part of the Learn Plan Profit group, I want to thank you. You woke up super early and you're doing something that not the average person does, right? Not everyone wakes up at least for all you in the East Coast, that's not fair. You guys only have to wake up at 9:30 a.m. I don't know when's the last time that I've woken up that late, but what I can tell you is that here at 6:30, it's not easy to wake up at that time. And especially if you're in Hawaii, I think it's 4:30. You people are crazy. But altogether, I really do appreciate you guys' time. I do want you guys to, if possible, refresh your page. And for those that see value in it, for those that want to join our team, and for those that see value in the way that I break things down and would like to see this every single day, right? If you are interested in joining the Learn Plan Profit group, we run our biggest sales during these live trading sessions. So for the first 20 people, it's going to be the first link below, and it shows $75 off. So it should show the $75 off. Let me know if you see it or not. Let me see. And if not, I'll put it here. So you guys should be able to see the discount on the live thing. So $75 off if and only if you're interested. If you don't think that you're ready, don't do it, right? But if you feel like you would like to go through the course, if you feel like you would like to have access to the live trading session and work with me on a closer basis, this is the only group that I work with. That's just the only option that I offer. It's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access and all the updates. That's all. $75 off, and that's going to be the biggest discount that we offer. So I just wanted to have you guys and make sure that you guys are aware of that. So are you live trading every day? Every day. I'm the only person that trades live every single day. Ask any person that's part of Learn Plan Profit. Every Monday through Friday, right? When the market's open. I'm not going to be going live on Saturday or Sunday when the market is not open. So, but yeah, for those that see value in it, great. For those that don't, I still appreciate you guys' time, and I hope that you at least either learned something new or enjoyed the time that you spent with us. So he's live every day. The market opens. Yep. What's going on, Chase? What's up? What's up? Long time no see, my guy. Sunday stock talks. I like that. So one day I will pay for the Learn Plan Profit right on cash. But like that. No rush, right? So whenever it is that you guys are ready. So let's see. What's going on, Chase? All right. Natural gas looking a little bit more on the overextended side, right? So look at the RSI, look based off previous patterns, it makes these higher highs and higher lows, and then now it can begin to pull back. One of the things that I want to point out is the spread for degas is pretty big. Sometimes it's up to 50 cents to 75 cents, and I don't like that, especially with the dollar amount that I'm trading with. So this is why I am not taking a position on this. I do see value in the potential peak formation, right? And the potential pullback and how I can make money on degas. First of all, it's not certain that it's going to pull back, and the spread on degas is not something that I enjoy. So how do you feel about offshore brokers to bypass the PDT rule? Kevin, I'm a true believer that if you cannot, and this is just, I know this might hurt some people, but if you could not already grow your account with just 3 day trades, what makes you think that with unlimited day trades, you would be better off? Do you get what I'm saying? I think that the PDT rule empowers you. Think about it like this. Should empower you to be more selective with the trades that you choose to take advantage of. Every single trade, if you're only allowed to take 3-day trades, should be ideal setups. But think about it. Do you always wait for those ideal setups, or are you all over the place? So do you think for you, if that's in your best interest? If it is, cool, go for it. If it's not, then just something that I wanted to at least present you with. I think I saw someone saying that is LPP a monthly, is it lifetime or monthly? It's lifetime. There's no monthly. So yeah, Samani, it's lifetime access. You don't have to pay monthly or anything like that. It's a one-time fee. So it literally, like, let's say, first of all, you're going to have access to it for more than a year. But let's say you only dedicate 1 year, right? 1 year, and with the amount of days and the amount of live trading sessions, if you just amounted to that, I trade live for every single day, 30 days, right? It amounts to 82 cents a day is what you're investing as watching me trade live. Even if you just were to restrict it for a year. Learn Plan Profit has been out for about, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years. So for all those that tuned in and joined, right, the first time we opened, you guys are at like 40 cents a live stream, right? Not including all the course content, not including all the stuff. And also, once we establish our TechBud Solutions headquarters here in Arizona, it's going to be a physical location, and we're going to have a trading center, meaning that you can come in to our like dark rooms, right, with a bunch of different monitors that we're going to have provided for you, and you're just going to dock up your computer and trade live and trade with other traders in the area. So if you've ever wanted to visit sunny Arizona, now now at least you'll have a place to visit, and it'll be free for you. So I am gonna, I'm gonna fund everything, right? And it's just a way. I always thought it would be super cool. So some of you guys might be asking, why am I doing that? Trust me, I'm not doing it for you, right? I'm totally kidding. But I'm doing it for myself because I always wanted, a trading center. I always thought it would be so cool. Just think about this, to be able to meet with people and trade right side by side, like the networking opportunities, right? Here we go, natural gas pulling back. And all that I'm working on now is all I'm building with companies and brands that I wish I would have had when I first got started. So the applications that we're working on, the software that we're working on, the locations, and then the buildings that we're, putting together, it's all things that I wish I would have had, but can now fund myself. So luckily, if you're part of our team, then you get to enjoy, what it is that we've been able to accomplish. So being the largest YouTube channel and being the largest Facebook group for those who day trade in the stock market. So the LPP value, appreciate that, Nicholas. Nicholas, but you're an absolute beast. Nicholas is an absolute beast reseller. Buys and resells absolutely everything. If there's one word to describe Nicholas, and it's one word to describe what I hope every single person that goes through Learn Plan Profit and that goes through flipping wheels, focuses on, what do you think that word would be? Deal hunter. If there is one thing that I want to empower you to be, is a deal hunter for trading, for real estate, for buying and reselling cars, and buying and reselling anything. I'm a true believer that the only way that you can become a deal hunter is if you inform yourself of what something is worth, right? So to then understand what something is worth, then you can make sense of what's a good deal and what's not. So in every market that you choose to partake in, any business, any venture, any real estate, any trade, do your part in making sure that you're putting yourself in a position and setting yourself up for success by being a deal hunter. I think that's a great way to think about it. So natural gas just broke below. It looks like let's see it. There he goes. Wow, look at that sell-off. So look at DGAS. Look at this recovery. So we called it out, right? We called it out where DGAS was right around this general area, and there it goes. Just pushed up 3%. So here we go. Let's see what we have going on here. So DWT, can we get a little run? Let's see. Waiting for crude oil to continue to sell off. We'll see if it happens. So I have, again, crude oil /CL on my second screen here. Are you going to have a course on flipping homes? Been in construction for 25 years. Not myself. No, it would not be something that I would make. I'm not passionate. I'm passionate about two markets, cars and the stock market. That's why I have two courses. And my courses are not just courses. They include this mentorship. I don't think that, at least for me, right, if I went through a course, Like, that's like watching videos on YouTube. I wanted to provide something that provided an experience, and that's what I feel like my courses do. Flipping Wheels offers a full-on mentorship every single day, and so does my Learn Plan Profit course. It's actual engagement and assistance with the mentees. I would not be doing that for real estate people. There's a lot of amazing real estate agents. I work with Lenny, so I don't know if he's going to come out with one. But two guys that I watch and that I know personally are Graham, right? Graham Stephan, which I'm sure you guys all know, right? He's really popular on YouTube. And meet Kevin. Super nice guys, very well versed in their, very talented in their fields. And I would rather you invest in someone that's passionate about the markets that they partake in. I think that's much more important. It's because you can see their passion being expressed through their work. Both great guys, and follow both. Great. Yeah, I like that. What's the difference between trading and investing? When I trade, I'm not looking for long-term value, right? I'm looking for patterns, especially with the way that I trade it based off of technical analysis, and I take it day by day rather than looking at the actual fundamentals of the company and what I expect it to be at. So completely different. I'm also trading with completely different dollar amounts than people that invest tens, if not hundreds of millions into companies. I trade with $100,000, which is a lot. Trust me, I get it. It's a lot, but much different. If you guys see the movement, literally the movement that's been happening right now just on natural gas since we've been talking, right? If someone played this thing correctly, like if someone got in and accepted the risk, right? That was a 3% trade in a matter of 5 minutes, right? And the average market, right, grows at about 7% a year. So completely different. Much more, just as much more money that you can make day trading, you can lose it that much quicker. Higher risk, higher reward, and that's in any market. So if you focus on OTC stocks or momentum trading, which have even more risk and more volatility, even greater the risk, but also greater the reward. So it all comes down to you, whatever niche. I'm not here to tell you what you should or what you shouldn't do. I want to empower you to be the best you can be in any market that you see value in. And I think anyone that's gone through Learn Plan Profit, even Techlit Solutions, Flipping Wheels, I always try to empower you to be, it doesn't matter if you enroll in my course or anything like that. Like, if I can just be that spark of interest or that spark in your life that gets you started to start your own business, and then you flourish just because you spoke to me or I give you my 2 cents, I think that's amazing. You should pursue what you see value in and what you have a passion for, not what can make you the most money within the shortest period of time. Because I can guarantee you there's a huge learning curve in the stock market. And yeah, it's hard. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it, right? I'm not saying a lot of people have $100,000, but enough people have $100,000 that if they all knew how to day trade, yeah, like they would be making so much more. But it's not that easy, right? It's the very simple things in life that a lot of people overcomplicate. So just understand that. You were my spark almost a year ago. I like that. I got a message like 2 or 3 days ago that I was someone's spark to get a job in telecommunication sales. I've actually gotten 3 messages that I've read of 3 different people all over the United States. I had a job. That's how I qualified for my first house. That was telecommunication sales, commission based, and I empowered this. I made a video talking about like how I qualified for my first house and that I worked in sales and that I was commission based. And they applied, they got the job, and now they have their stable income. And once you have that stability, then you're able to more calmly, diversify and explore different markets. So you were the seed to my flower. Wow. Did you go back to school? No, but I would really like to. I dropped out pretty much my senior year in college. So I would never encourage anyone to drop out. I just saw an opportunity to present itself that was rather unique, that I felt like if I didn't take it, wouldn't show up again. And I hope that you guys know that I'm never anyone to encourage you to drop out, quit your job, nothing ever like that. I'm always here to empower you for stability. Surround yourself with people that empower you to be the best person that you can be, and understand what you're getting yourself into. Again, every action that you take in life, every step you take, just make sure that it's calculated. Make sure that it's worthwhile. Joined LPP, we in. Happy to have you as part of the team. So I hope that you guys can utilize the extra time that you guys have this weekend to slowly catch up on some of the material within the course. And then we'll see you on Monday at Market Open. But Jesus, I really I'm trying, guys. I want to take a trade, but do you guys see all this kind of consolidation? I wanted to take one more, even for me to just hit $1,000, but it's not even about that. I need the opportunity to present itself. I'm not even watching you guys or anything like that. No, I'm watching crude oil. I see it to be overbought, but it's not selling off. DWT has a good potential margin for recovery. I agree. That's what I'm waiting for, but there is no confirmation, and I don't want to get myself in a bad position and then /CL shoot to the moon. So senior in college, now hoping a business analytics can help me personally with trading and provide me with a career to fund my account. I like that. Okay, sounds good. That's super cool to see that. You guys are starting at such a young age. So Ricky, I appreciate how you're always straightforward and no BS and always speaking facts. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't want to say I'm speaking facts. I'm just speaking based off of my experience and what I wish I was told when I first got started. I think that we can all agree that if you see any social media influencer, especially people that are my age, right, or even younger, if they have a course, they will tell you that you need their course and you need their mentorship and that you need to pay them, and that their market that they invest in, drop shipping, Amazon, stocks, Forex, is the only thing that will get you to financial freedom. I don't think that's true. I think I'm wired in a way that I work well with the stock market. I don't think you need a course to be successful. I didn't learn from a course. I think that it could really help you shorten down the time and provide you with the different pieces of the puzzle in a structured format. But I think that we can all agree that, I've said it multiple times, I did not learn from a course. I learned from trial and error. But because of that, it took me years, right, to learn what I know now. So I think the learning curve is extremely shortened. And I think that we can all agree on that, right? And I would say just follow anyone that you see valid. Here we go. Crude oil with that sell-off. Oh, I like that. Just funded my account and started in car sales. Oh, I like that. Here we go. Huge sell-off. All right, what do we got going on here? Dang it, I thought we were going to be making lower lows. Are we? I don't know if you guys could hear, but I have a little bit of a cough. Jesus. Ricky, keeping it. Always Israel, been in tech buds before LPP. Thank you. Appreciate that. That is so cool. You would want a tree farm? That is very unique. I have never heard of someone wanting a tree farm. I think that's so cool. How do you deal with emotions of a bad loss? Did you see how I set Kira that automatic stop loss? I think that's a great way to do it. It sucks taking losses. Trust me, I know. But that should empower you just to be even that much more selective with waiting for confirmation and only taking positions that are actually worth it. So waiting for that ideal setup. The more selective that you are, the more that you say no, the better off I think that you will be. It's not listening to other people, but listening to yourself. And as long as either you make a mistake and you manage your risk or you actually gain from it, you will actually understand what happened. And again, that's the whole purpose of this. You're in the beginning stages of trading. You should be trading to learn, not trading to profit. If you profit, cool. Doesn't matter. You're still trading to learn, right? So if you're wanting to become a professional basketball player and you make $100 on a pickup game, but your goal is to be in the NBA, do you really think that you're going to be just fulfilled with that small dollar amount? What you're trading with right now today is not what you can be trading with 5 or 10 years down the road. We all agree on that, right? Because the more experience that you gain, the more confidence, and the more confident that you become, the more willing that you're going to be to trade with more money. So understand that. Don't put yourself in a bad position now to discourage yourself to ever get where you can be down the road. Very simple little things is you trade to learn and then you scale. Once you find a working system, you refine it and then you scale and you never stop learning. Here we go. It looks like we're really beginning to consolidate right around this middle VWAP. I want to wait for higher highs. So Ricky, preach. I like that. Nice. Thank you. Okay. I like that. How tall are you? Francisco. Why do you have to throw me under the bus, huh? Why do you have to ask how tall I am? I'm 6'4". I'm 6'5" with shoes on, but I'm 6'4" flat-footed. Or barefooted. Flat-footed. Yeah. Trade to learn and you'll trade to... I like that. Are you still learning? Every day I learn new things about myself, and as I'm scaling, I recently just started a trade with $100,000. I'm learning to scale and control my emotions every single day. How many shares of DWT in the... I don't have any. I don't have any shares. Nice pullback. Look, this is exactly why we wait for higher high confirmations. Ricky, what is your favorite car? My McLaren 720S. I love it. I like it more than the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini gets more attention, but I don't want to say I don't really care for it. It's just not as enjoyable. The McLaren, it fulfills me, and it's the one that I enjoy the most. Do you try to sell your cars every other week? No, I focus on my cars are pretty expensive. We have Caleb and Weston that do that, right? They go through cars very often, but they focus on more daily drivers. I focus on my higher end cars, so I'll probably go through one like every 2 to 3 months, right? I could only sell 5 within a year. So just like the PDT rule, I'm very selective with the ones that I choose to buy. I make sure that the margin of profit is worth it, or that I get a lot of miles per gallon so that I enjoy it, right? Because it's not just about the money, but it's enjoying it as well. So Ricky, would you ever trade with $1 million? Hey, it's all about scaling, right? So that's a goal. Goals are something to work towards, not something I have to hit right away. So just joined LPP. John Roberts, I like it. Welcome to the team. UWT is not making me happy. Trust me, it's not making me happy either. We're not getting higher highs. We're not getting lower lows. We're not getting anything. I'm sorry if you guys feel like I'm wasting your time. I'm eager to take a position, but I'm not being given anything. Look at this thing. Do you guys get what I mean? Like, there is no clear direction right now. And here we go. DWT broke above 723. But look at that MACD. There is nothing, yeah. Nope, and there it goes. It tries to catch a support. That's not good. You see all this general area? Just building a support. Would the volume support support a million just as good as it supports 100K? Well, really depends on the demand, right? So if the demand is just as great as what it is that I'm buying, then yeah, it should. But I don't know. I've never traded with $1 million. So I wouldn't be able to tell you from experience. Mike, I would not say that you should trade DWT even with 100 shares. I would say only trade what you see value in. Again, I'm not here to tell you where to buy, where to sell. And just to be I want to be brutal with you guys, right? It does not matter if you join Learn Plan Profit. I will not tell you where to buy or where to sell. I will be even more offended if you join Learn Plan Profit and expect to copy my trades or for me to tell you where to buy and where to sell. The goal, if you ask me questions that are open-ended and that are like, hey, Ricky, I see value in this and this is why. What do you think? I like that question because you're providing insight on why you see value. But if you're telling me, Ricky, where should I buy and where should I sell? I'm like, You kidding me? Like, that's so offensive. Like, that's one. Oh, here we go. See? Yeah, I actually thought I did. I'm sorry. So pretty much, I'm waiting for crude oil to make lower lows, right? Because it has a lot of margin to sell off. So if this thing begins to sell off, then DWT has a lot of margin for recovery. So I'm waiting for higher highs on DWT and lower low confirmations on crude oil. But we're kind of just consolidating here. So what makes for a good confirmation? Direction. When there's a clear direction of like lower lows or higher highs, depending on what side you're on, I like there to be a distinct, right? So when DWT or if crude oil continue to push up, there's a clear direction of higher highs and higher lows on crude oil in favor of UWT. So I want the exact opposite to happen, even if I have to give it time, even if I have to wait for this to sell off. Remember, it doesn't matter about maximizing every single penny. What matters is even if I capitalize, right? So let's calculate this. Oh, there he goes. Jesus. Well, what the hell is this? Jeez Louise. All right, second. Here we go. Give me one quick second. I'll answer your question as soon as I'm done with this. One second. Let's see. Let's see. Pulling back. My TOS is lagging. Holy smokes. I don't know if it's because of the live stream and it's slowing down my internet. I don't know if you guys see that, but this thing is not quick right now. Let's see. The course does come with a VAT, right? Because you're outside of the US, and I believe there's like a special tax for those people, right? There's nothing that I can do about that if that restricts you or restrains you from wanting to enroll. I totally understand. That's the whole purpose of us giving you a discount, which is $75 off, which is the biggest discount that we would offer. So if that's enough for you, great. I believe the VAT is like $40 or $35 or something like that. But if that's not enough for you, then totally understand. You know, there's no hard feelings. I just can't do anything about that. It's just what our government like charges. Here we go. Let me see some lower lows. See? Looking at crude oil, seeing if we're making lower lows. It looks like it's selling off, but not really aggressively selling off, right? So something that we have to take into consideration. One of the things that I want to remind you is if you want to lock in profits, I am here to always remind you to lock in profits. At any indication of a resistance, if you just want to lock it in, then I say go for it. I think that's always what's most important. So staying green, staying consistent, again, trading to learn, not trading to profit. So if you just want to build your confidence, then go for it. So yeah. So great answer. Oh, was that about the VAT? I don't know if that's, let's see. So we might get a little bit of a pullback, but as long as we stay above the EMA line, then we should be making higher highs and higher lows. And that's what I want to give it time to do. So what was the code? I don't know if there's a code, but the link is $75 off. So the link also, you guys could refresh your page and it should be the first link below in the description. It's right here, first 20 people. Here we go. Just joined Learn Plan Profit. Thanks for all you do. Welcome to the team. Happy to have you here. Ninja Warrior, Jordan. I'm going to look out for your name on Discord. If you guys join Learn Plan Profit today, right? If you guys are one of the first 20 people with the $75 off coupon, send me a message on Discord. You'll get access to the Learn Plan Profit Discord chat, which is private, right? Within the first section or second section of the course, send me a message. Boom, boom, boom. Hope you have an amazing Friday. Let's kill it. Let's do great things, guys. Here we go. Sheesh. We just made higher highs right now, which isn't bad. We should be able to push down a little bit more. The MACD is beginning to curl. The RSI is a little bit on the overextended side, so isn't the worst idea to lock in profits. So here we go. I'm just not going to risk it. I'm going to get out there. So I got out at 7:31, and trust me, knowing my track record, this thing's going to continue to shoot up. I am known for selling way too early. For all those that are part of Learn Plan Profit right now, how many times, if you were to say a percentage, do I sell too early? That it continues, but not, I don't want to say too early because I still lock in profits, right? I'm still consistently profitable, but how many times? If you were to say like out of 100%, right? There it goes, 32, 33. So, oh, 99.9, 200%. Okay, you guys are mean. I would say like 70%. And the sad part is, usually when I do sell early, there's been times where like it's like a 3 to 5% change, and I traded $100,000, right? So that's like $3,000 or $5,000. But you can't win them all, and again, just as much as it could go up, it could go down. So at the end of the day, 72.88. All right, I like that. One of the reasons, let me explain. One of the reasons that I decided to lock in profits is like, yeah, this thing can continue to rally, and I think that it can just due to the simple idea that it has a lot of margin to give back. But one of the reasons that I decided to lock in profits is because it has the potential. First of all, you guys saw that it's been consolidating. It's building this MACD potential reversal, and the RSI is also super oversold for crude oil. So if this finds a support and then begins to uptrend, that means that then DWT begins to pull back, and then I have to give back some of the profits that I've already been up. So I just wanted to explain, can this thing continue to sell off? Of course, especially when it has so much margin to give back. But with the simple idea that I'm here to, again, just grow my account, consistently lock in profit. So far, not the best, 660, I don't like that number, $666.40. So that's where I'm at for the day. Not the most impressive, and I do apologize. Like Monday, we had an amazing live stream, right? Within like 20, 30 minutes, I made $1,300. But sometimes you can have great setups, and sometimes, they're not the best. And you just have to go with what you are given, and even or maybe not take anything, right? One of the best trades that you can take is not taking one at all. So better to sell off early than to lose it all. Midwest Dumpster Duo, I like that. What do you think about TradeNet? I've heard very, very negative things about TradeNet. I think they let you borrow or like leverage and stuff like that. So I just don't think that that's great for beginners. Ricky, what all content does the Learn Plan Profit provide? It provides you with everything it is that I think that you need to know, from the very basics to the very mechanics of day trading. I'm also updating the course completely, which if you enroll now, you'll have access to for free, of course, for the update. So I'm really excited about that. And the update is going to be much more day trading focused with a couple very strong tips on swing trading. So what's your take on Rich Dad, Poor Dad? I've heard very good things about the book. Mitch, don't yell at me, but I have not read it. I know, it's been bad. Just enrolled in LPP. Welcome to the team. Sounds like we only probably have a couple spots left, but so I only trade with my own money, pay as you go, and you will not owe. I like that. Wow. And it rhymes. Camera Lady 101. I like that. And I'm a true believer in that. You should not have to borrow money unless you are a complete wizard and you have an amazing track record. Then maybe it makes sense to use leverage. But if you're still struggling to grow your account and you're actually losing money, please don't put yourself in a bad position, right? Ricky, what are your thoughts on Tesla right now? I was actually looking at it yesterday, and I thought it was super overextended. Again, just take it as, and tell me if you see this pattern. First of all, it was a very consistent descending pattern. Ultimately, it began to change its direction, right? After its news that, what was it? That their Tesla Model 3 production was growing faster than expected. I love Tesla, I love Elon, and I love all it stands for. On the technical aspect, which, just take it as what it is, I've been seeing these lower highs. Do you see this? Look at the MACD, look at the RSI, and it looks like it's already overextended. It's in the beginning stages of pulling back. So if we get the confirmation that Tesla breaks below the EMA line, it just makes sense on why it can pull back. I actually was going to make a video about my top swing trade, and I was going to make a swing trading checklist. I don't know if I should just make it exclusive for the Learn Plan Profit group, or if the Learn Plan Profit group is okay with me making it open to the public as well. It's up to you guys. But yeah, /CL is beginning to push up, so I feel like we did a good job with that. Look at that. I didn't maximize my profits, but I think I left like 1 cent or 2 cents on the table. But it began to push up, so that means that DWT pulled back. So I feel confident and comfortable with that. So exclusive, public, bro, private. Please make it public, exclusive. Okay. I'll think about it a little bit more. It looks like DWT is bouncing, so /CL is getting rejected. Public, people don't be selfish. Okay. I don't mind making it public. I'll probably just make a little bit more of an in-depth one, right? There's nothing wrong with that for the Learn Plan Profit group, just to provide a little bit more value, and I'll probably just make a video on it on YouTube. So if you keep it private, add more value to Learn Plan Profit. Well, you get access to about 8 hours of content. You get access to our Discord chat, and you watch me trade live every single day, which is not something that anyone else offers for $300, right? Or $297 or $75 off. So it's like $225 or $224. So I think that I'm a huge believer that, at least in my opinion, I under promise and over deliver, right? I set the right expectation for the Learn Plan Profit course. I just joined for the course. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll create a more in-depth breakdown for Learn Plan Profit. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think that it's right. We started with the foundation that we wanted to provide value for the masses, right? So I think that it's only right to just share the checklist, and I'll do a quick little breakdown, and then I will create a more in-depth one for Learn Plan Profit on how I think it could be better used. So cool. Are we cool with that? Let me get a hey-o. Are we good with that? More swing trade explanations? Let's do it. Cool. Yeah, well, yeah, you do. You need what you're trading with. Yeah. Hey, there we go. I don't swing trade anything, AG. I have not swing traded anything in like quite a while because the market's been so inconsistent. So have you ever had a regular job? I had a regular job 2 years ago. That's something that I've made videos about it. Like I tried to like empower people to get normal jobs. It's how I qualified for my first house. I had a commission-based job. I was making anywhere when I first started off 45. And for all those that work for T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, and Sprint, and all those high telecommunications sales-based jobs, people don't believe it. But I was one of the top, and I know that you guys will agree, but I was one of the top, and even with T-Mobile, I was one of the top in that area, and I was the top part-time when I moved to part-time for Verizon. And you can make anywhere from like, you can literally make over 6 figures just working at a cell phone store. But I wasn't full-time and I wasn't that aggressive. I made anywhere, when I first started around 18, 19, I made 45 to 50, and then leading up to about 65 to $70,000 a year part-time. So I worked about 25 to 30 hours a year. So which sales area? Yeah. So I loved it got to a point where like I saw greater opportunity elsewhere where, yeah, I could make $75,000 a year working and dedicating 25 hours a week, or I could work on trading a little bit more, building more capital, and funding certain projects or investing in real estate. And I can make that in one flip. That takes me 3 months, right? So it just came down to opportunity cost. And then that's when I decided to quit my job. I was literally pulling up. This is before Learn, Plan, Profit. This is before any of this. I just had my YouTube channel, which was relatively small. I had my free group, TechBud Solutions, and I was day trading, investing in real estate, and buying and reselling cars, and working at my job, and a student. And I was pulling up to Verizon with my McLaren MP412C, right, that I bought for an absolute steal, and I sold it for, I think, $10,000 or $15,000 profit. And yeah, I had my Z06. I had a C7 Z06, McLaren MP412C. I had 4 properties at that time, and I was working at Verizon, and I was 22 years old. So I thought I was doing well, right? I think for what I was given, I felt like I was doing my part as a motivated individual to do my part to try to provide a good foundation for my future family. How old are you now? Brand. Why you gotta throw me under the bus, dude? I gotta ask how old I am. I'm 24. My birthday's January 2nd. Would you do an intense training? Were you? Not something that I'm too interested in right now, Javier. Maybe once we have the TechBud Solutions HQ, I can partake maybe or offer an in-person training. I just, I would have to do something where I feel like I provide more value in person than I do online, and have to come up with the curriculum. And as of right now, with the different projects that we have going on, we're busy enough that I just would not see value in partaking in that. But yeah. Same birthday as my son. I like it. How much do you pay on commissions? Yeah, I've negotiated, Lucas. I have a video on that on YouTube. I have a video on that in the course. You can see right here, I pay $3 per trade. The more you trade, the more leverage you have to negotiate. Yeah. Yep. Learn, Plan, Profit is a one-time fee. You don't trade futures, correct? I don't trade futures, just the ETFs and ETNs. Will you be up to flipping the Huracan or not? Gabriel, I'm offended. Of course. We flip. Everything is for sale for the right price. Keep that in mind. We are deal hunters, and everything is for sale for the right price. If you come up, please don't come up to my door, but it's an example. If you come up to my door and you're like, Ricky, I will give you $1 million or $1,000,001 for your house, I will grab every single roommate from their leg, drag them out of the room, and be like, yo, we're moving. Everything is for sale for the right price, right? All right. We flip even our family. No, that's bad. Couldn't get the discount on LPP. I don't know if the 20 spots were filled, but again, the link is down, provided for you down below. So, and if not, it's right here. So check it out, see if you can still get the $75 off, and then we can go from there. So DWT is pulling back, meaning that /CL is pushing up again. And again, direction is not clear again. So there it goes. Look at this. And I want to ask you, so let's cool off for a little bit. I want to ask you, does this look like a super clear direction? If you're tuning in, right? So let me see how many of you guys are here right now. And I'm going to hold you accountable. Please, if you're tuning in, just try to, this is the only thing, right? I'm asking you, there's no right or wrong answer. If you're tuning in, is there a super clear direction of if this thing is trending up or if this thing is trending down? Is it clear to you? Do you understand if something is pushing up or pushing down? If you're tuning in right now, I need you to participate. Unclear to me, not clear at all. The direction is not super clear, right? Right now it's pushing up, but it recently just pulled back. Same thing with crude oil, right? It was pushing up, pulled back, consolidated, sold off, pushed up, all that stuff, right? I think that we can all agree that the direction is not clear. So all I'm here to remind you is if the direction is not clear, then why take the trade? Why put yourself in a position that does not set yourself up for success? Very little simple things that you can do that can make a huge difference, right? People are saying that it's consolidating. People say that it's reversing back up. I don't know. And what do I need to do? What's one thing? This is what I'm going to end it with. What is one thing that I need to do or need to give this to allow the direction to be more clear? It starts with T. What do I need? People are saying patience, people are saying confirmation, but I need to give it more time, right? How easy is that? It's literally asking you to not do anything. So if the direction is not clear, I am asking you, tell yourself, it's not like I'm asking you to do something where it's an inconvenience. It's actually telling you to be patient and simply give it more time. TechBuds is saying tahini. No. Give /CL some tahini. Hey, maybe if it was Mexican like me and it liked tahini on everything, then yes, but no. But yeah. So Terry Woods, I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, and you guys can disagree with me, but a lot of people like to point out that I trade the same either ETFs or the same commodities over and over again. This is just my way of thinking, maybe, right? But if something is making me money and I understand what it is that I'm trading and the way that it trades, and I have a track record that's successful, why overcomplicate it, right? So when people ask, why not trade crypto? Why not trade Forex? Why not trade all these different things? Why overcomplicate it? And that's why I ask you guys. I don't care if you trade ETFs. I generally would rather have you not trade ETFs if you don't see value in it. All I ask you is to find your niche within the market. Is that tech? Is that bioscience? Ew, I don't like bioscience. Is that ETFs, ETNs, OTCs, or momentum? There's so many different niches within the market. What I'm asking you is not to copy me and not to copy anyone else, but find your niche. Test, practice all these different markets and see where you find your success. I think that's much more valuable than telling someone what they should do. I didn't work for your money, so I shouldn't be the final decision maker on what and where you choose to buy and sell. But yeah, it's less stressful to focus on a few to trade. I agree. You're micro focused, right? So if you were given 1,000 options for peanut butter, right? For those that are not allergic, it's going to be so overwhelming for you to go through 1,000 options of peanut butter. But if you focus on organic peanut butter that was made in the US, let's say there's about 4 or 5. Much easier for you to make a decision and much more efficient and effective. Damn, I like that analogy. You guys get that one? Whoo! Organic and made in the US. Oh man, that's where I'm gonna end it. That's my peak right now. Adam's so okay, all together on the day, I did a little bit over $600. Yesterday I did a little bit over 1.5K. The day before that I did a little bit over 1.2K. The days before that I did over $2,000 each, just like I ended last week over 2.4K. So still ending Friday on a green note. I'm still gonna wait and allow an opportunity to present itself, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, then I'll just end it here. I ended it green. Again, I'm doing something that 95% of the market can't do, and that's all that matters. Again, small progress every single day can lead to huge results. My goodness. Make sure that your actions speak louder than your words, and make sure that you keep that long-term vision in mind and that you slowly work towards it. It's not about instant gratification and instant results, but it's doing something every single day that gets you just this much closer, right? Love from Pakistan. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Hey, guys. What day of the month is free public live stream? So today. Yeah. It's random every single month, but there's no specific date. So yeah, thank you guys again so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you guys have not saved your spot, there's 20 spots that were open. It's the first link below where I'll go ahead and I'll put the $75 off coupon. If you saw value in this and you would like to work with me on a closer basis and watch me trade live like this every single day, then again, that's that $75 off coupon, which is the biggest sale that I'm ever going to offer, if and only if you see value. I really do appreciate you guys' time. If you can do me the biggest favor, and I know that this is a true inconvenience, but if I earned your thumbs up with the time that we spent together, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. That's all. So it really helps me out. And if you guys can do that for me, then that would be great. Yeah, let's keep it at that. So appreciate you guys' time. Like always, continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be your drive from success, make someone smile today, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it to the team.